I always wanted to do a show about the issues of contemporary zeitgeisty anxiety and a little bit of the comedy of trying to vacation, get away from your problems, and instead the sort of crucible of being stuck with somebody and some of the drama that could come out of that.
It's a high-end hotel, his guests can be quite demanding, and Armand figured out a way to make sure that everyone gets their needs met. He's on, it's like a show for him. The goal is to create for the guests an overall impression of vagueness. They get everything they want, but they don't even know what they want.
We did book the room with the pool, and we paid for it. My mom forwarded me the booking.
Shane!
What? I'm not gonna let him ruin our honeymoon.
No, but he's not. You are.
Rachel is a woman who has entered into a marriage abruptly with someone who she was only dating for a few months, and she is on her honeymoon and is just now beginning to have doubts and questions about what she's gotten herself into.
About the booking.
Can I talk to you about this in just a minute?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, whenever.
I really love the scenes between Shane and Armand because there's this sort of like competitive thing and they're kind of trying to one-up each other, and there's this build of their interactions throughout the show, which is really satisfying because Shane is such a dick.
Shane lives in New York, works at his dad's commercial real estate firm, newly married, and has not experienced a lot of setbacks. In the vacuum of his existence, like, it isn't fair to just assume that he's a certain way, but also he is a certain way.
It's fun to try to give voice to lots of different people with different perspectives and give a real variety to the voices.
I have testicle cancer.
We don't know that yet. We have not gotten the results.
Nicole is in charge of everybody. She is the corporate epitome of Mama Bear. Nicole's relationship with Mark, they've been married for a long time. She is the breadwinner in the family, and I think that has taken its toll on both of their psyches, but also at the same time has created the structure of their marriage and of their family life.
It's gonna be okay, Mark. Good things happen to good people.
Nicole and I are your classic upper class parents. We're busy, 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 and it doesn't bother her as much as it bothers me. My focus is the kids all of a sudden, and that's why I have this really cool journey with my son.
As in all families, dysfunctional or otherwise, it's a very authentic and complex relationship.
Why is your bed in here?
Olivia said I have to sleep here.
I just don't think it's fair for your brother to have to spend his entire vacation in a windowless box.
Why not?
You got to bring a friend.
And I'm so appreciative, Nicole.
Olivia and Paula met each other in college. Paula introduced her to different beliefs than what she grew up with, and she's learned a lot through being Paula's friend and how the world affects Paula in a different way than it affects Olivia. And she's more cautious and conscious of how her parents and her family speak and what they believe in, and she kind of wants to stand up against them because of Paula.
Paula definitely loved the idea of trying to dissect different people, this holier-than-thou attitude that creates this connection with Olivia.
She's meeting her friends for a girls' trip.
She gets on their nerves, but she pays for everything, so they put up with her. She's an American Bridget Bardot.
Tanya is introduced to the story like a very lost, very vulnerable person. Shows up with a backpack of mental baggage and her mother's ashes. She truly thinks that Belinda is a genius because she's someone who's incredibly wealthy and has been in spas all over the world, and no one can really seem to fix her.
While the details of everyone's individual story are different, fundamentally, like, the desire's the same. In the Venn diagram of Tanya and Belinda, heartache is definitely an overlap. It's a perfect storm. The timing that they meet, the sort of spiritual experience of the massage that they have that allowed for this very unusual friendship to develop. It's like any really great recipe. One thing, if it's not there, then it's off. And under any other circumstance, I don't think they would be friends or even attempt it. But at the White Lotus, anything's possible.